Hello. How you
Well,
doing, Sunshine?
I'm doing great. How are you doing,
I'm
Sunshine?
wonderful. So I'm super excited tonight. You're gonna see me dancing around because I have such great news. I had a relative, I'm just gonna say that, who we were waiting on a health report, and
Mm-hmm.
it came back all is well. So I'm so
Yes,
very
amen.
excited. We were praying, Lord, and I just was believing 100%, and I got the message. So I'm still over here. Woo!
Okay, praise
Thank
Him.
you,
Yes,
Jesus. Yes, I'm
that's
so excited.
amazing.
So I can sit down now. Let me see. Get myself together because I'm super excited. Can you hear me
Yes,
okay?
yes, I can.
Okay, great. All right. Let's make sure that I think we're good and live. I'm going to check my tablet real quick just to make
Make
sure
sure
all is.
we're all in the right places, right? Let me grab something really quick.
Oh, good. All is well. That's great. That's great. So,
I'm here.
those of you who don't know, I am Celena of 4C. That's me and company. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness gracious. I got to catch my breath. I was super excited. So, my actual business is I'm a life coach, I'm a YouTube content creator, and I'm also a motivational speaker. So, my goal is to encourage women who have suffered abuse to basically shift their mindset from being a victim to victorious and increasing their self confidence and self worth. Because after you've been through the abuse, you just can't really, I mean, everybody handles it differently, but in my mind, I feel like it manifests itself in different ways for different people, but it manifests in some form or another, especially if you don't deal with it and channel that energy into a positive. So, that's what my goal is, my passion, and I'm excited about it. And I'm going to be transparent. I quit like 2 days ago. I
Two
said,
days ago.
like I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I was frustrated. I don't even know why. I think I was in a food coma, and then I woke up and I was like, I'm tired. I'm just not doing this. And so my sister, she's trying to encourage me. I'm like, okay. But what happened was Steve Harvey popped up on my news feed. And I'm just being transparent. Some people might not tell you that they wanted to quit because they don't want you to see that side. They only want you to see, I'm being successful and I'm doing and I'm doing. But the reality is, some days you just want to throw in the towel. And so the video was Steve Harvey, and he had $35 to his name sitting in a hotel parking lot. That's where he lived, in his car. And so
Mhm.
he was waiting on some type of break, some type of opportunity. And he said he was just like, Lord, I quit. I'm done. Nothing is working out. I have $35. And he went to go call his dad, and he had a message, and it was showtime at the Apollo. So he was like, now I got the break. How am I going to get there? So he boo-hooed at that point because he's like, I finally got the break and I don't have the funds. So he went back. He said, well, maybe it's not this Sunday. Maybe it's next Sunday. And so fast forward, he went back. There was another message after that one that said, I need you to come and perform. And so when he went, he earned the money. The guy asked him to come back the next night. He got even more money. So he had more than enough to get him to New York for showtime at the Apollo. And then the rest is history. So the moral of the story is, if you give up, that is a guarantee that it's not going to happen. But if you continue to press on, OMG, and give it 100%, OMG, what are the possibilities? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that story because I literally was like, oh, this is it. I'm done. But I knew I wasn't going to throw in this towel because this is really and truly what I'm here for. And if I don't share, even though it's a hard truth, it's an ugly story, if I don't share it, I feel like it took away from my previous years. And then it's going to rob me this direction because I'll go to the grave and would not have used that opportunity to make that mess my message and to help someone else hopefully not go through that. And if they did, to heal from that. So I am so excited. I'm excited to have you in my life, Lonn. And so, with all that being said, she is my new business BFF. She encourages me. She reminds me of things that I need to do. And I'm so thankful for her. And she is my special guest tonight on Conversations with Celena. And here we tell our truth. We share our businesses. I mean, you could log in on any given Saturday, and you just don't know what kind of treat we're going to have for you on Conversations with Celena. And so I'm so excited that it is a broad platform that I am able to use for whatever I choose, as long as it's within Facebook guidelines.
Right.
As we're following the rules, we're good to go. So, without further ado, I just want to introduce you to the guest speaker of tonight. She's going to share some information about being the confidence coach and what her business has to offer. And there you go, girl. You have it. And welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Business BFF, Miss
Yeah.
Celena. I really appreciate this. I just want to say hi to everyone out there on social media, all of my sunshines. Everyone knows that I like to say sunshine as well. So it was destined that Celena and I connected on a business level. And I am Lonn the Confidence Coach. I personally have basically been a life coach my whole life. Everyone likes to call me a natural. Plenty of people come to me for different things, come to me for advice and for help, just to build and encourage. And I've always been an encourager my whole life. So I am, like I said, Lonn the Confidence Coach. I um, am a personal development coach that specializes in confidence. I work with professional and career women. I help increase their self-worth as well as their self-doubt. Excuse me, move them from self-doubt and increase their self-worth and self-confidence and help them to have that inner peace and have the life that they want to have and be in control of their lives. Because I know a lot of us have been through, or we are professional women, we work, we take care of our significant others, we take care of our kids, and yet we always put ourselves on the back burner. So there's times when we need a coach, we need someone to help give us that pick me up, that self confidence to get us through so that we can live the lives that we want to live and go for that promotion and not feel like, oh, well, this job is not going to be great enough for me because someone is, because I have self doubt. I feel like I don't have enough knowledge to apply for that job, or I don't feel confident enough to speak up for myself and take care of myself and give myself that love, because we only have one us. You're with yourself 24/7, 365. You're not going to leave yourself. So why not be confident and live the life that you want to live? So I know that Celena and I are going to be talking about self-care tonight, self-care Saturday. And so I just want to encourage everyone, number one, to follow me on Facebook at Lonn Will. It's at LONN, last Will, WILL. Follow me on Facebook, request me as a friend. I am here. Like I said, I am the confidence coach. I'm the encourager. I'm always there for whoever is willing and ready to make the investment in their lives. So, with that being said, without further ado, I know that we're going to go ahead and discuss self care and talk about how we how we have done self care for ourselves, and then also I have some special treats for self care, especially because we're in the middle of this pandemic, and I know that a lot of us are struggling with self care and taking care of ourselves and just that little pick me up that we're used to, a schedule. So I just wanted to start off by saying that number one, we should be starting off with a schedule for self for during this time, because a lot of us are working from home or at least maybe a few days working from home. So it's very hard to get into get into a schedule so that we can stay focused and stay taking care of ourselves as well as our family. So what I do is I get dressed every day, regardless if I'm leaving the house, leaving my home or not. So I would recommend having a schedule, getting up, getting dressed as if you are leaving the house, if you are going out somewhere. And then also do while we're physically and socially distancing ourselves, we need to stay in contact with our friends and family via video, via telephone calls, via Zoom, via Facebook Lives, whatever that they have. You can create rooms on Facebook now. So I would recommend doing that to help you stay focused on self. And then other things that I enjoy doing is listening to music and taking deep breaths while I'm listening to it, or like Celena was doing, dancing to the music, because that helps bring energy and bring things out of you so that you can feel happier and more confident. Also, you can help someone. I mean, there's so many ways to help people because some people have lost their jobs and not able to make ends meet as they have. And so if you're able, then maybe you can send them like they have Instacart for food or DoorDash or something like that to help someone along, or maybe even cash at them a little change to help them or help boost them, and then that can also help you because you're helping others. And then you can also, if you have children or even with yourself or significant other, you can create new ways of doing things like having movie nights, like or to get popcorn from the store and get candy and make it like a movie theater. Have, make yourself do things that you normally would may not do, but create new memories so that it's not like, oh, we're in a pandemic, I can't do this, I can't help myself. But there's also plenty of things to do out in nature if you're a nature person, like going fishing, hiking, even walking around the block can help get your mind into a different space. So if you're having trouble working from home, make sure you stay on a schedule, take your breaks, take your lunch. Even if you don't leave your home for lunch, maybe take a walk around the corner so that you can help yourself, get out of or stay focused on self. And Miss Celena, did you have it? Oh, and also play board games. I enjoy playing board games with my family, or they even have apps now where you can go online and play board games with your friends and family. So that's always fun. And then there's interactive internet games that can be played as well. Miss Selena, did you have anything else that you would like to add about self care?
No, that was some great information. I was back here trying to tag you. Did you were you able to share it on your page?
I did not see that. I'm not that tech savvy, ma'am.
Okay, I was
So,
working on back here. So, definitely, it's important to take good care of yourself. I'm a witness that if you don't, your body will tell on you and it'll force you, try to push this down. It'll force you to get some rest and get some help and feed your body some good things. So um I would definitely encourage that. I knew that today was self-care Saturday, so I took my walk and then I came back and prepared my lunch, and I included a vegetable and a starch
yeah.
and some protein. And I did not do the full facial cleanse like I had said, but I did do a cleanse because I knew that we were going to get on here, and I wanted to be able to say that I am definitely incorporating self care. I know that Tuesday we're starting Atomic Habits, the book. So if anyone wants to join me, and I have, I think, 4 people right now who have agreed to read this book. I have it on Audible and the hard copy, so I'll be listening and reading the book. But it's basically what you do every single day. Those small things is what's going to make the difference. So self care is not like I did today. Just I'm going to do today. It is daily things that are healthy for us, our mental state, taking some time for ourselves. I know that I did go to a doctor. I don't see him anymore, but he actually took time with me, like a whole hour, to talk to me. And one prescription that he had given me was, I think it was 3 times a week for about 30 minutes a day to do something that I enjoyed doing. He said once people started to incorporate what they enjoy doing, taking time for themselves, there was no need for all of the prescriptions. So find time to laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. Find time to meditate. You know, we have to be healthy in our physical body, in our mental capacity, and in our spiritual life. And if you put all of those things into practice on a daily basis, we're gonna be fabulous. We're just
Okay.
gonna be fabulous. And
Yes.
so, and it's hard sometimes to break those bad habits and incorporate new, but you can do it. You just have to put forth the effort and make a point. So I have my calendar somewhere. I moved it, but I have a calendar and it doesn't have the hourly thing. Like I needed to have 30 minutes because I want to block out 30
Increment.
minutes, increments so that I could say, okay, right now it's my time to go do some yoga because I just got me a new yoga mat. So now it's time to do yoga. And then once I go from that, it's time to sit down and meditate. That's what I want my day to look like. Because at 6 o'clock, it's time for me to go to work,
Yes.
which means I need to get up probably, I already get up early most days, but I think probably 4 o'clock is what I need to get up. And that's one thing about being successful. Get up early, get your day started, and have a plan. Be intentional when you wake up. So that's all I think I have. That's enough. I can put
Yes. And there's something else I wanted to add. Speaking about reading Atomic, it's called Atomic Habits. Is that the book? So speaking of reading that, that's something else that we can do for self-care. It's reading our books and doing things that reading books. You can do that and take yourself away. Like in the fictional world, it doesn't necessarily have to be self-help books, but those books are great too because they can give you tips and things that you can do. But you can also read fictional books to help take you out of the norm and out of what's really going on with the pandemic and that type of thing.
hmm Definitely, this is our opportunity. Being quarantined and being at
Hmm.
not having that travel time to and from work. I do agree with getting dressed. People are like, "You got dressed up?" Anybody that I end up FaceTiming with or Zooming, I had makeup on and clothes. And over the past couple weeks, I've been slacking a little bit, but I'm still going through my little lipstick and lip gloss because it makes me feel better. And
Yeah.
my friend had introduced me to the Fly Lady, and she basically said, get dressed to shoes. Like, get dressed from head all the way to put your shoes on,
So,
even if you're not leaving the house, because it just makes a difference in what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I
yes.
definitely agree with that.
Yes. Yes, prepare yourself to be prepared. So you have to be presentable so that you can present, and I think most of us feel better if we look a certain way, if we feel good in our clothes. And plus, how are we gonna know if our clothes still fit after the pandemic if we don't wear them?
Girl, don't go there.
We must still
The
wear our
weight
clothes.
gain was crazy in the very beginning because I was so stressed and anxious about what in the world because I didn't watch the news. And so when my job sent us home, I was like, what's going on? I started watching the news, and I mean, I was watching it back to back. You know how it'll roll all day and they'll repeat the same thing. And it was just like fear was settling in. And I'm thinking, we all about to die. But and look, this is the way I was dealing with it. I'm like eating up everything.
Right.
But thank
Yeah.
goodness, everything is settled down. We just being safe, washing our hands,
Right.
mask, and just practicing safe habits.
Right. Yes. So, um, there was
We're not
something else I was
habits.
going to say. You said what about habit?
I said habits, but I meant practicing safe. Is it habits? I don't know. Just being safe
Healthy,
is what I was trying
healthy.
to say. Huh?
You mean, oh, during, yes. So, like, for the
Pandemic. I
pandemic.
said it and then it registered. I don't know if that was the right thing. You know how
But
sometimes
yeah, I
you have
mean,
brain fog.
it could be whatever you want it to be because it's your life, the
Well, it
way
is
you
a
want
habit now because we're doing it on a daily basis. So I guess
it.
that was good.
Wearing our masks, washing our hands,
Social
cleaning
distancing.
social distancing, cleaning the doorknobs off every day, cleaning this and that. Yes,
Hmm.
everything. But yeah. So I mean, I think you wanted to discuss self confidence as well. Did you?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. And
Well,
I'll
no, I
chime
thought
in.
you were. Huh?
I said you can do that and I can chime in. This is a conversation. So, I'm not rushing. When I first started this, I was like, because I thought people are, you got to hurry up and get it in or else you'll lose your audience. But what I found is the replay is there. So
Yes.
we can take our time. We can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. And I can be relaxed, so
Okay.
don't worry about the time. We're here if you want to talk about self-confidence, since you are the confidence coach, and I can chime in. I did have a couple questions, so just whenever we get to the questions, and I have the number if anyone wants to call in, or you can text your questions or comments to that number at 601-202-0955. We will take the phone calls. And then once we get to that point, I have some questions that I received in text message for you, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, we can go ahead and start with the questions, and then we
Okay.
can go into
So
whatever it.
let's see. Um, the question was, when do you feel most confident?
That was the. Ooh, so I just kicked
That
my
was the
whole.
question. So I said, can you elaborate a little bit? And it's like, I guess I feel most confident after I know that I've taken time. Oh, I'm getting a call. Let's see.
Go ahead and answer. Well, kicked my whole thing.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Do you have a question? Yes. Do you have a question? I can.
I have a question for Lonn.
Okay.
Okay, I had a question about self-confidence. When you are a professional woman and let's say you've lost your job, how would you say you get your confidence back? What can I do to get my confidence back if I'm a professional woman who has lost my job or haven't started a new career?
Can you repeat the question, Selena? I couldn't quite hear.
I'm sorry. Okay. So if you're a professional woman and you've lost your job, how do you get your confidence back after you've lost your job?
So, how I would say that you can get your confidence back is number one, give yourself gratitude because you are not your job, right? You have the knowledge, you have what you need to move forward past that job, right? So I would suggest doing things like if you're into depending on where you are in your career, but if you're higher up in your career, then I would suggest looking for other jobs, number one. But also, how you can build your confidence is I would write a list of all of your attributes that you have for that. If that's the job that you want to continue that type of field, then I would write all of your strengths and attributes that you have for that job, update your resume so that you are actually taking action and doing something, making yourself feel accomplished. And then I would apply to jobs that are in the field that I'm in and move forward from there. I hope I answered your question.
That was great. That was a great response. And thank you so much, caller, for your question. I know that there was a little bit of feedback. I am trying to work past that. I'm not really sure how to do it, but hopefully we were able to answer the question for you. So the text message is available if you want to respond in text message, or you can give us a call back. So thank you so much.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you for calling in. I didn't get a chance to get her name, but thank you, caller. So this other question was just basically, she says thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Shalon.
Oh, Shalon.
Shalon. Okay. Thank you, Shalon. We're going to give you a shout out. I owe someone a shout out. Who is that?
Uh-oh. Latia.
Latia. Latia was the first person to call in and try to get connected with Lonn, and I thought that was so awesome. I said, baby girl, you a whole day early, but she was ready yesterday. So thank you so much, Latia. I had to give you a shout out. So back to this question about confidence. So it's like, I guess I feel most confident after I've taken time to care for myself. And so it's like, when do you feel most confident? And that's basically what you just said. When you take the time to take care of yourself, you're automatically going to feel better. So I think you really answered that question
Yes,
already.
and I'll just add, bring out the positives. So, you know, when a negative situation is happening to you, take yourself out of it because you're not, and that's, you know, like with the job situation, you're not that job. So then you want to take out all your strengths, you know, that you have so that you can move forward to the next job that you want to get and fix your resume. But with the other question, same thing. Like when you do something for yourself, which you're pulling out your positives, your strengths, who you are as a person, then that helps, you know, give rise to your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Increases your confidence.
And like you said, listen to something. I'm going to say I would have bounced back. I'm just going to go ahead and say chances are I would have bounced back, but I bounced back quicker because that video popped up because I listen to positive videos anyway. You know, I'm listening to some motivational speaker. I'm listening to affirmations because, you know, I'm the little affirmation girl. And
Yeah.
so it popped up because that's what I am and who I am and the things that I listen to. And so if you want to stay in that frame of mind, even when you have those thoughts, it's easier to come back from that negative space if you have a routine of in the morning time you're meditating, during the day while you're getting dressed, you're listening to something that's encouraging and something that's positive. That's what's going to come from you. What you put in is what's going to come out. And so I had to stop the negative self-talk because I was with myself, like you said, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that abuse, even though I smiled, it started to manifest itself. And, you know, that unforgiveness was taken over. It was literally poison and it was killing me. And I was almost taken out, but I'm so thankful that I'm still here to share that story. My mess will be my message. And it's because I listen and I surround myself around the confidence coach.
Yes.
You know, I'm around people that are going to push me to do better, to try.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to give up, girl. You might want to go take you a nap, have
Right.
yourself a little party for the night, and then tomorrow I'm gonna need you to just dust that off and keep it moving. So
Yes. Most definitely. Did you
Yeah.
have any more questions, or that you said you have a few?
Let's see. How can a person do self care when they're doing everything for everyone else?
Right. And that is the $1 million question right there, because like I was saying earlier, we all put ourselves first. I mean, we don't put ourselves first. We have the children, the significant other, the partner, the this or the that, right? So we have all of these things that we have on our plates, and we put ourselves on the back burner. So how we can put ourselves first, right? Is it, and I'm sorry, that was the question, right? Like I'm getting so excited because that's like the thing, like this is the $1 million question. So the question again is, how can I put myself first if I have all these other things, right?
Doing for everyone else.
Right. So how we do that is we get intentional about it. It's not being selfish. We just have to be intentional. And that's where we go back to scheduling. Sometimes we have to schedule time with ourselves so that we can move forward in being better for everyone else that we're helping. Because I can guarantee, almost guarantee, that you are not giving 100% to everyone else that you are helping before yourself. I can almost guarantee that. So sometimes it may take late nights and early mornings so that you can have that time to yourself, so that you can do self care for yourself. I've had plenty of times, like I have a 9-year old daughter that I would often put her to bed. Then I have my own time to watch my shows, catch up on my reading, or whatever I want to do for me. I've also gotten up early in the mornings to go to the gym to work out before work. And I know that doesn't work for everyone, but even if there's times when at your lunch break or on your breaks, if you don't have someone else to tend to, then I would say take those little moments, even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes to yourself. And I know a lot of people think that this might be crazy, but there's always a bathroom, depending on the age of your family or your children. I often go into the bathroom. I'm reading, but they don't know what I'm doing. I'm sitting with the toilet seat closed, but I'm reading. That is my time to myself for about 20, 30 minutes. Hey, sometimes it takes that, but you have to be intentional. That's what my final answer will be, is be intentional about it so that you can have self-care for yourself, for you, so that you can give 100% to those that you're caring for.
And I just want to say that you can't give from an empty tank.
Mm.
If
Yep, that's
you're
true.
empty, there's nothing that you're able to give to anybody. And so that's why it's so important to take that time. So if you have to go to the reading room in order to do it, then you have to be intentional. And I guess just setting the time aside, like you're saying, in the
Mhm.
morning I do this, this is what I do here, so and your family knows. Everyone will know, oops, it's so and so time. That's what mama's doing right now. And
Yeah.
so it just helps everyone. And that's how I want to make sure that my life is structured to where I know at this time, this is what I'm doing for me so that I can be 100 plus in whatever else that I'm doing.
Right.
Just trying to multitask because you're like, you're just all over, all over the place.
Mhm.
No, I'm intentionally focusing on this right now at this moment. This is
On me.
what I'm doing. Right.
Keyword me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's not about being selfish, because it's about being confident that you have to value yourself so that you can take care of others. If you can't value and take care of your own self, like Celena said, you can't, if I have an empty cup of coffee right here, I cannot pour that coffee into, I can't pour it into something that's not there. If it's nothing in the cup, I cannot pour it into my job, my husband, my boyfriend, my partner, my kids, my dog, my cat, my animals, my whoever, my home. I can't. You absolutely cannot. So, like I said, to answer the question again, and I appreciate you answering the question. I hope I have answered your question. Just be intentional and make sure that you're scheduling that time for yourself. And if you can't schedule it, then take 5-10 minute increments as you can so that you can still take care of yourself. So,
Hey, hey.
where's the
Well,
music? No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right? What a music is.
Did you
So
have it?
I think that was the only questions that I had so far. I see Aletha has arrived. Did you have a question, Sunshine? She just said hello, ladies.
Well, hello, Miss Aletha.
Hello,
Welcome.
Miss Aletha.
Welcome.
Let's see.
What?
Sammy had a question. How do
Okay.
you not feel guilty taking self-care?
So there is
Hey,
going to,
Sammy.
well, hello, Sammy. Sammy, welcome. Thank you so much for your question.
Yes.
And so not feeling guilty is where you have to rewire your thinking and your thoughts, because you have to say, like, if I don't do this for myself, then I'm not going to be able to do this for my family, for my whoever that your whoever your why is. If you have a lot of people, I don't know if everyone knows, but we all have our why, right? The reason why we do things, right? We take care of our families, we take care of, our significant others, our partners, like I've already said. And so you have to understand that if you don't do it for yourself, then you're going to not be able to do it for them. So you have to just rewire your thinking and turning the guilt into like gain. Like, this is going to be a gain for my family because I'm taking care of myself. I'm happier. I have a greater mood because
Yeah.
I've taken care of myself. I don't want to, if I'm guilty, if I'm feeling guilty, then I'm not going to be giving 100% of myself to my family. And if I take care of myself, then I can give them 100% and have a better attitude where they will have a better attitude as well.
And I just want to use the phrase crash and burn. If you don't take care of you, you will crash and burn. So you'll burn out. Life is just so busy with our work, our children, the house. There's just the list just goes on and on and on, and you have to like get your arms around it, get control over it, and not let the day control you. If you control your day and not just be tossed and driven, then at the end of the day, you don't feel so beat up because you control the day. You got up early. You started your day intentional with this is what I'm doing for me. I'm starting with me. Me and
Right,
God. Open my eyes. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up. And then it's like, okay, what do I need to do from this point? I need to if that's when you do your Bible plan, your Bible study, your meditation, your exercise, you need to
yep,
include a little bit of all of that in your day. And for
yes,
some people, that's the best time of the day. It's first thing in the morning. So you've gotten it done and it's a fresh start to your day. So
right.
Aletha,
So
I'm gonna
Sammy,
apologize, Aletha, because I actually read your question and then I'm like, I thought you had a question, girl. So please forgive me, charge it to this head of mine. But
yes,
to
and
answer your question,
I hope we answered Sammy's question about the guilt.
we did, or we still
I
need
said,
to.
I'm just saying, thank you for answering the question. I hope that we were able to answer her
Oh
question.
yes, Sammy.
Mhm.
So let us know if we answered your question. And then I see where Tamra Saved by Grace Abram. She joined us and said hello, ladies. So hey, Tamara.
Hello, Tamara. Welcome.
Welcome. I know I was a little late. I don't know if she's still here. So let us know if you're still with us, Tamara. Let me just go through the list because I definitely don't want to miss anyone. So Tamara said hello, and Aletha is here. She says hello, ladies, and then she had a question, which we answered. Sammy, welcome. How do you not feel guilty with self care? Because it's not selfish.
No.
It's really not. It feels that way sometimes when you start putting yourself first, but you'll get
And
used
with,
to it.
yes, with time.
Okay, so Alita has another question. How
Sure.
do a person rebuild confidence when confidence is broken?
So there's many ways that we can build confidence, but just to give a few, I would say that there's things that you can do like positive affirmations to yourself, like Celena was talking or discussing earlier about negative self-talk. So we have to reverse that negative self-talk into positive self-talk when we find ourselves in a situation where we're not feeling so confident. And then we also have to do things that are uncomfortable that will like there was an author, Susan Jeffers, once said, feel the fear and do it anyway. So as long as it's safe to you, then I would say or recommend doing something that you're fearful of or that you don't feel so confident with, and do it on a consistent basis so that you can make yourself feel more confident in whatever realm or whatever area that you're not feeling so confident in. Those are just a few things that you can do to make yourself feel more confident and more um, willing to do what it is that you're nervous about or you're scared about or you're just talking to yourself in a negative way about. So yeah, I would just say like like I said, positive affirmations. You can also listen to motivational speeches online about confidence and how to build your confidence, because that will also help boost your confidence. But you also have to take action in doing something that you're uncomfortable with, or whatever it is that you're not feeling so confident about. Take baby steps in making yourself do something that you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we answered your question, Miss Alita.
Yes, Alita, let us know if that answered your question. So I'm going to chime in with the feel the fear and do it anyway. Anyway, I'm
Yes.
going to say it that way. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And I love that saying, because you have to do things that take you out of your comfort zone if you're going
Mhm.
to grow. If you
Yes.
stay where it's safe, then there's no growth in that. You have to go through those growing pains. And I'm just going to use me as an example. I'm trying to watch the comments as well. I'm going to use me as an example. This right here, people say, you look so comfortable doing it.
Mhm.
What? So, baby, let me tell you, this was not comfortable for me in the beginning. I was so nervous, and I was just like, y'all just don't even know what happens right before you click that live button. You're like, oh, I got to click it. Oh, I got to click it. Oh my gosh. Because you're afraid of what people are going to say. You're afraid of the feedback or the rejection. There's so many different feelings that you have. So when I started doing my motivational moment, I was on YouTube talking to nobody. Like, I didn't have any followers on YouTube. I just said, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I did it in a place that was comfortable, but I had to move to where it was uncomfortable. And I slid over here on Facebook. Like, I shared one of the videos just to see if anybody was gonna say anything and what they were gonna say. But the fear was there. And I felt it. Like, oh, goodness gracious. But I did it anyway. Like, I shared it, and then I started doing the lives, and now I'm doing the live on, right now we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube at the same
Yeah.
time. And
Amazing.
Right. And even in the beginning, I still would feel the fear. You can ask some of my friends, they're like, girl, we're gonna be out there, you're gonna be okay. And so I'm like, okay, don't put me out there by myself. But some days they weren't able to be online, and I had to do it anyway because
Right.
this is my walk. And sometimes you're on that road, you know, you
Yeah.
go out there and it might be late at night, you're the only car on the road, but you got to get where you're going. You might be on this journey for a
Right.
season alone.
Mhm.
It does
Yeah.
not mean that you stop. It does not mean you're going to stop in the middle of the road. You're going to stop in the middle of the desert. You're going to stop in the middle of the interstate. No, you're
Right.
going to keep going to get where you
Consistency.
want to be. And so the same thing with this. You're going to feel the fear, but you're not going to stop in the middle of the road. That's
Yes.
really scary. You got
Yeah.
to keep going and you have to push. And even when it seems like
Mhm.
there's no way, you have to have that faith and believe that a way is going to be made out of no way. I have a situation right now that I want to be a part of this um program
Institute.
society,
Coaching
and I don't
Institute.
know how I'm going to do it. But you know what? I'm still pushing forward because I believe that what's meant to be will be, and that the Lord will make a way as long as I get up intentionally and press forward. I don't have to know
Yes.
how it's going to happen. I just have to believe that it's going to happen. And
And
I
make
know
action.
that, yes, and take action. And even though, like I keep saying, my situation is ugly. It's ugly. It's uncomfortable. And a lot of people don't want to talk about abuse. They don't, as a matter of fact. That is the problem. If you want to
Mhm.
break it down, we push it underneath the rug. We don't discuss it. And then it just turns into something ugly. And then we
Mhm.
wonder why people are blowing stuff up. We wonder why people are committing suicide because up in
Right.
here they have that negative self-talk of I
Mhm.
remember when so and so did, or the rejection, or the abuse, or
Yes.
the whatever it may be. And
Mhm.
they don't have the confidence, they don't have the people backing them, they don't
Yes.
have the motivation, they don't have the waking up with intent to live a life of fullness, of joy, of happiness.
Purpose.
They don't know
Mhm.
what that looks like. So it's left up to us, this you as a life coach, me as a life coach. You don't even
Yes.
have to be a life coach. People are life coaches in general. I feel like
Right.
we've already been one without the title. I don't need the title.
Yes.
It's just this is
Exactly.
what I'm doing as a business now. So I'm saying
Mhm.
it, but I've
Yes.
listened to people for years and they don't have to worry. You can hear them right now. My friend's like, girl, I never heard you say anything that I told you. And you're not. If I
Yes.
use an example of something that someone is share, I'm not going to use their name because I'm going to protect
It's
their privacy.
confidential.
But
Right.
their story, the situation needs to be shared. And
Right.
girl, if you would have told me last year you're gonna be on Facebook and you're gonna be on YouTube talking about abuse and more so the abuse that happened to you, I'd
No,
have said,
ma'am.
girl,
Huh?
you crazy.
No,
You know
ma'am.
not to do that. But here I am,
Yes.
I'm finding a boldness in it. I'm
Yes.
finding that
Helping
I feel
others.
free because it had me bound for so many years that this lady at the age, I was like 5 or 6 years old, you know, here she is, she's being entrusted to take care of me. And instead of doing that, Jesus, she gonna trespass in a place that
Mhm.
she was not welcome. I didn't tell you that this was okay, but because it happened as a child, and then I feel like she branded me because then going forward, here come another one, and here come another one. Like I had, you know, it's okay. It's okay. You can abuse her. That's what she's here for.
Mhm.
And I didn't know any better. I thought this is what it must be okay because not only did that adult do it, this adult. So,
Right.
you know, the little kid, the little girl that I was, just because I didn't have the confidence, just because I did not know my self worth, just because I did not know the boundaries that, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. Even if I felt it, okay, we've been taught you do what adults tell you to do. You make sure that you be obedient and you listen. And I've always tried to be obedient if I've been given an instruction, not knowing
Mhm.
that the enemy is trying to destroy me and my future. And it did for a very long time. And I refuse to let it take the rest of my days. I'm not going to do that. And if I have to be the voice, if I have to be the advocate, I'm going to do it. And I have to do self care. And I
Right.
don't even know how I got on this tangent, but I have to do self care and fill my tank up if I'm going to go out and be the voice, not only for me, for the little girl that I'm now protecting, because I'm protecting her.
Yes.
Can't do
Yes.
that for her anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to be the voice for the abuse, for the physical abuse, for the mental abuse, for the emotional abuse, for the sexual abuse, which people do not like to say,
Right.
if I have to be the voice, then I have to do self care. I have to make it a daily thing to wake up and do exactly what you said I need to do in order to take care of me. My tank needs to be full in order to take care of someone else. So, girl, go ahead on and take it over again. Take the
Oh
mic
no, I was just
from
gonna
me.
say that's amazing because like I said with you are not your job. You are not the abuse. That is not who you are. That does not define you. So that is amazing that you were able to use tools to build and gain your self-confidence, increase your self-confidence beyond measure and put that abuse behind you so that you can help others and bring what you have done for yourself to so many other people. Help them to become that confident woman or that confident, man or whoever. But I personally work with women.
Yes,
So I
yes,
work with professional women, but, so that you can be that confident woman and move past whatever has happened to you in your past, move past your self doubt, move past your negative self talk so that you can be the most confident being on this
yes.
earth so that you can live the purposeful life that you are supposed to have and that you want to have and that you want to be what you want to be in this world. And
That's
I just
right.
want to leave it at that. I want everybody to have a wonderful night unless we have any more other questions.
Girl, how you gonna close it out?
Oh, well, because I just feel like that was the perfect time because I was telling everybody to be confident in who they are. They can contact me to assist them with building their confidence all
Look,
day.
I done got a text message saying I got another question. You just
Oh,
hold up
okay, go
over there,
ahead.
confidence coach. You hold on. Hold your mule. Let me see. Hold on a second.
Hold
Um,
on. I don't know if it's my phone or what, but I can't hear you.
you can't
You
hear
sound
me?
far away again.
You can't hear me?
I mean, I can hear you, but you sound far away, like your mic may not be on.
I haven't done anything different.
I know, I think it's my phone, but it's fine. I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I'll
Okay.
just I'll lean in.
Okay, so let's see what we got. Hey Jalecia. Hey Sunshine.
Hey,
Girl,
Jalicia.
yes, thank you for joining. My confidence coach trying to shut us down, baby. That ain't how we work, right? Let's see. She says faith over fear. So
Yes.
yes, so once we feel the fear, we do it anyway because we have the faith that God got us.
Yes.
Okay, let me like hers. Okay, so Aletha says, if you are a teacher, counselor, or just deal with children, how do you help a child or children that live in a household whose confidence has been broken? How do you assist in retraining their thoughts without putting yourself in jeopardy? Because confidence starts as a child and grows into adulthood.
That is absolutely true that confidence does start as a child, but unfortunately, like she said, a lot of children's confidence is broken as a child. And we do discuss and talk about self-esteem with especially teen girls. And usually in junior high, we talk about self-esteem and, all that type of thing. But then once we get to a certain age, you know, do we bring self-esteem up again? Once we're either married or in a relationship in college or at our job, do we bring up self-esteem as an adult? No. So I know that with kids and with children, I would suggest just feeding positivity into the kid. Give them affirmation, give them validation. Whenever they are in your presence, teach them about positive self talk, like retraining their mind while they are in your presence so that you're not jeopardizing anything that's going on at home because they're going to say, oh, I remember Miss Alethea or Aletha, I'm sorry
Alita.
if I miss
Alita. Hmm.
Miss Aletha told me that that I need to, love myself and that I can be positive. If I have negative self-talk towards myself, then that's gonna resonate with them eventually. But every time you're with them, just teach them new ways of being, how to be more confident. And it could be as little as validations, give them affirmation. You could even teach them affirmation to say to themselves if they're old enough to do that.
So I want to piggyback off of that because on my email signature, I have, hey, can you all tell me in the chat if you can hear me okay? I just want to make sure that my microphone is okay. So
I
if
think it's my phone.
I just want to make sure that way I can have one of the boys come and fix it just in case. Um, Aletha. Okay, so Aletha loves to go by Poochie. So we'll call
Oh,
her Poochie going forward. Maybe that's
okay,
easier.
Poochie.
Poochie. All right, Poochie, can you hear me good, girl? She says, okay, so she says she can hear me. So I just want to piggyback off of that. On my email signature, I can't remember the man who I looked up who says this, but Maya Angelou also took this on as a quote. And it says that you may not remember what they said, but you will remember how they made you feel. I might be
Mhm,
not saying it correct. So when you're in the presence of that child, you're going to make them feel loved
mhm,
automatically. You're going to make them feel loved. And so when you're loving on them, just make sure to use those words so that they can associate that feeling with that affirmation. You are
mhm.
loved, honey. You are worthy. Even if they have to go back to a household that is not, where it needs to be, because God knows I'm here to say you don't ever know what goes on behind closed doors, pretty much.
Right.
So if they have to go back into that negative environment, like she said, they will remember. They'll remember how you made them feel. And with that, you're going to give them the positive affirmation so that they will know their self worth. So in their mind, they'll have something to replay that Miss Poochie said that I'm worthy. Miss Poochie said that I'm beautiful. Miss Poochie said that I deserve the best. And
Hmm.
so they'll remember you for life
Yep.
because they'll be able to go back and replay that positive song and
Feeling.
have that feeling, not just that
Mhm.
song, but they'll have that feeling attached because you're loving on them while affirming them.
Yes.
So we have Eugene Harris. Hello, Mr. Eugene.
Hello, Eugene.
So he says, great message of resilience and thank you for sharing your life's journey. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so hey Felicia, she joined. I don't know if she's still here, but she said great message. All right. So thank you all for joining. This has been awesome and I definitely enjoy.
Amazing.
I know. I love doing conversations with Celena. And so I think we may do a little bit earlier next week. I'm trying to get my friend from Greece. So in order to get her
Oh,
on,
nice.
she was up at like 4 o'clock in the morning trying to do it at 8 o'clock at night, our time. So I'm going to hold off on announcing that it'll be 8 o'clock next week just because I want her to join eventually one of these weeks coming up soon. But definitely next Saturday, Conversations with Celena will be back and I'll do an advertisement so you all will know the topic in advance and also the time. So just be watching. It'll be on Facebook and it'll be on YouTube. telling you the time and the topic. Do you
And
have
I just,
anything else, confidence coach?
well, I just want to say that I truly appreciate you, Miss Celena, my business bestie, for inviting me here to Conversations with Celena. It was a pleasure. It was amazing. And I want to leave all of the lovely ladies, all of my sunshines that I like to call, if you're interested in receiving coaching, if you need the confidence coaching, reach out to me. I am on Facebook at Lonn Will. That's at LONNWILL. And Miss Celena has placed that on the screen. Add me as your friend, and we can go from there. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. And you know what I love to say? Keep it smiling, sunshine.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Take
night.
care.
Bye, y'all. Mwah.